Welcome to Van Tate Sports Office, an in-depth look at the world of sports, featuring exclusive interviews with our KRQE News Sports Director, Van Tate, sponsored by Caesars Sportsbook at Route 66 Casino.
Another episode of the Sports Office, and we're talking about basketball again. We have Bella Hines here. If you don't know that name by now, you will know it because she's a basketball star, former Dorado Eagles star, now ABC Prep. Getting ready to go to LSU. Bella, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Well, it's been a busy year for you, huh?
Yeah, very busy, but I mean, I'm loving my schedule, so I'm not complaining.
How's that been, the adjustment going from being all the way ABC Prep? How's that been?
Oh, it's been great, honestly. It's really preparing me for college, so we're in the weight room every day, practice every day, so I'm kind of already on that college schedule. So just preparing for college now, it just feels like going into college is going to be real easy.
Yeah, it's almost like getting an early start, as far as there's not gonna be any surprises.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I kind of already know what I'm getting into going into LSU, and then ABC's just really helping me prepare and just making sure I'm the most prepared going there.
LSU, man. When you think about that, it's good to make it to a big school, but you're actually doing it now, playing for a Hall of Fame coach. Do you ever sit there and think about it? Man, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of surreal just because, being younger, I mean, I really never knew where I wanted to go to college, and I didn't even know if I could get there just when I was younger. So just now knowing that I'm playing for a legacy like Coach Mulkey and just LSU basketball in general and how big they are, it's truly a blessing and honestly just like an honor to be a part of the program.
Yeah, so some of the former players have already reached out to you. I'm sure you've talked to Angel Reese and different players like that, huh?
Yeah, I talked to them a lot on the visit. It's just great to see how much they're succeeding, especially now that we're undefeated still. Just keep pushing that record, and yeah, I'm pretty close with all the freshmen that are coming in with me, so I'm excited to see what the future holds for me.
So the freshmen, you guys been talking, and you all ready to show everybody that you are ready to do this thing, right?
Yeah, we're all ready. I mean, we already know we have the number one recruiting class, so just having that chip on our shoulder going into LSU, it means a lot. We're excited.
Speaking of number one recruiting class, man, you guys, that Jordan deal, you're the only high school boy or girl at the time when it happened that was signed to a deal with Jordan. You were making history. Did you think about that?
I mean, not until it was said. I didn't even know I was the only active athlete until it was actually said. So just to know that I'm the only one, it's crazy, honestly. It's such a blessing just to be a part of the Jordan family. And then just to know I'm going into a program where Michaela Williams also is signed by Jordan, just have two Jordan athletes is really cool.
So have you already started getting shoes and stuff like that, or is that coming next year?
Yeah, no, I've already started getting, my packages, my elite packages is gear and stuff like that. And then just, a bunch of other things, clothing, shoes, basketball attire, just a lot of the stuff like that.
Man, so you get spoiled, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Jordan treats me right.
Well, I know your little sister Bailey. You share some of that with her.
Clothes definitely.
You're like, no.
The clothes I definitely do. Her foot's a little small for my shoes, but other than that, yeah.
She can grow into it.
She might. We never know.
You on the spot. So how has that been? Now, as part of that, do you think you guys would get to meet Jordan one day or something like that?
I hope. I mean, Michael Jordan, he's the greatest basketball player ever. And then I've been in contact with his daughter for a while.
Okay.
So I talk to her quite often. She's not part of the NIL deal factor anymore, but just to know that we still have that relationship, even though she doesn't specifically work with me, means a lot and just shows how big of a family-oriented thing they are.
He actually played a prank on me at one of his golf tournaments in Hilton Head, South Carolina, a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah. I was. He had his hands over my face, and because I was in the media tent. Mm-hmm. And the media tent had all this information about the tournament and stuff like that. I was the only one in there.
Yeah.
And somebody came and covered up my face. And I'm just naming all these guys that I know. And he said, no. Then he took his hands off. He said, I got you. I was like, you got me, man. Because, you don't expect that. You know
that's
what I mean?
Yeah. That's valid.
And so now you're headed to LSU. You said the word, the letters, NIL. How's it? They're taking care of you, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, NIL wasn't really a factor in me picking LSU. It was more so just the family-oriented program they have and the culture out there, especially after I took my first visit. I mean, it just felt like home. So just knowing that I'm going to a place that feels like home and just getting to play for a program that truly means more to me than basketball means a lot.
They didn't bring any of that comfort food around, because if I was a coach there, I'd be going like, man, you could be eating this. Hey, come on.
They gave us so much seafood, but seafood's my favorite type of food, so I wasn't complaining at all.
See, they do what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, you can eat seafood all the time.
Exactly.
You start thinking like, okay,
I love seafood too, so
basketball
I fit right in over there.
A good combination.
Great
right?
combination.
And so when you were on your visit, did you play with anybody or anything? Like, did you guys get some shots up or any of that stuff?
Not so much get shots up. I hung out with the team. I ate lunch with them before they had played. And my whole family kind of got to meet, interact. My little brother was like a really big Angel Reese fan, so he got to take a picture with her. And it was super cool.
You had to keep him in check, huh? Was he wilding?
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's Angel Reese. He was going crazy, but yeah, he got his picture with her, so he was happy.
The conversation is just getting started. We have more on the other side. So you go there, and then when you were there, did you already know, like, hey, I think I want to come back. This is it. This is the place.
I'm not going to lie. As soon as I got the phone call from Coach Mulkey and she was just telling me, hey, like, we want to offer you and stuff like that, I kind of already knew in my head, like, that's where I want to go. But then, like, going out there the first day, I literally told my dad, like, Dad, I'm committing. Like, I'm going to commit by the end of my visit. He was like, okay, well, give it a sec, give it the last day, and then weigh out your options. I was like, okay. But as soon as my last photo shoot hit, I committed on the spot.
When she said, we want to offer, you said yes.
That's what I wanted to say, but I had to keep it calm. I had to keep it cool.
So out of the other schools, did you take, how many visits did you take?
I ended up taking 3. I took 1 to TCU, 1 to UNM, and then 1 to LSU.
TCU, so there's a friend of mine who played at TCU, and I would suspect that she probably was talking to you a little bit. I don't know if she still does anything with the program. Adrian Ross, you remember that name?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Well, so you went to TCU, and where else did you say?
UNM.
UNM. So like UNM, that was just like being at home, though.
Yeah.
Take you to like Saggio's or something? what happened?
Well, on my visit to UNM, we really just toured the campus. I kind of got to know more about the coaching staff and just more so like the academic part of UNM. But I don't know, UNM didn't really like stand out to me on my visit. So I just felt like that was kind of the reason why UNM wasn't so high on my list.
Did they? So when you made your decision, did you have to deal with other schools like going like, you sure?
I mean, at
you sure?
First,
come on.
When I had committed to LSU, when I had to call Arizona and TCU and Iowa, it was honestly hard for me to do just because of the relationships I built with them, especially TCU. I was really close with their assistant coach, Coach Minion. So it was hard. Like, especially TCU is one of my hardest ones to just say that I'm not going to their school.
Man, what would you do if the coach just started crying?
I probably would have cried with them because I felt so like I knew LSU was home, but like at the same time, like just knowing like the like friendship and relationship I built with other coaches was like, dang, like that's kind of hard to do.
And when you told Kim that you were coming, she was probably ecstatic.
Yeah, she actually put me in a chokehold. She grabbed me by my neck and pulled me down. So yeah, I was glad I did it in person just to see everyone's live reaction.
Now you're headed there. So have you come up with a food list yet? Stuff that you make sure you definitely want to hit while you're going there.
I've had a few people tell me that their seafood is just anywhere you go is just great, but crawfish is one of my favorite things to eat. So
you're crawfish
yeah,
person?
So when we went out there, actually, it was me and my whole family, and they made us a seafood boil. There was lobster, crab, and a ton of crawfish.
And you just went nuts.
Absolutely.
Huh? Yeah. Well, you know what? All that basketball, you burn it. You have the metabolism to eat like that. So I'm going to tell you, I've never tasted crawfish in my life.
You got to try some. It's good.
I can't get past the look of it.
If you just get past the look, it's good.
How do you do that?
Just rip off the head real quick. Don't look at it. Just rip off the head.
Oh, man. I faint.
You just got to rip off the head real quick and don't even look at it.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
Or you have someone peel it for you and then you can eat it. So you don't have to look at it.
You know what? Maybe I could do that. But see, I'll be thinking about it. I'll be like, oh, man, you eat crawfish. I don't know if I could get it in there.
I mean, I feel some people don't like the look of seafood, but it tastes good. So
yeah, I like different kind of seafood, but
yeah, crab
I
legs
haven't
is my
had
fave.
the crawfish yet.
That's valid.
So it's okay. So you spent last summer with just hooping, and then this year how many games do you think you've played like this year?
This year, I don't know, a ton. It's been a lot. I mean, my body's been taking a lot of beatings and stuff like that, so I'd say a ton of games. My body has a lot of miles on it.
Yeah. Well, you know, like with that said, can you tell the more you play, can you tell, man, there's levels to this, man. I'm getting better.
Oh, yeah, 100%, especially playing for the UIBL circuit. Just knowing my last year, it was the pace was a lot quicker, especially with the shot clock. Now playing in high school, the pace is a lot quicker. And then coming back to watch high school games here, it's like really shows how slow our games are with no shot clock.
Wow. Was that an eye-opener for you?
Definitely. Playing with the shot clock is so different, especially because it speeds up the game so much because you can't take 50 seconds to get a bucket.
Tell me about this one team you were playing with. I saw you playing on a team where the one girl, I can't remember her name now. She's like one of the top players.
Oh, Aaliyah Chavez?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's just like you look like you guys were having fun. What's the name of that team and what were you guys doing?
We were called Cy-Fair Elite, and we were based out of Houston, and that was my club team for last year and my sophomore year. And we had won Nike Nationals last year, but it was just such a good experience for me. I was really close with my teammates, and then having Aaliyah Chavez on our team brought so much attention to our team. So, I mean, Jay Hill actually came to one of my games, which is my trainer, and he had to sit on the concrete because there was no seating room for anybody. That's how packed our games would get.
When all this is happening, are you still you're probably used to it now, huh?
Yeah, the first time I played and there was no standing room, I was like, oh my God, like, don't airball, don't dribble off your foot, like, just thinking everything. But now I've gotten used to it and I enjoy the crowds.
And you just go out there and just play, right?
Yeah.
Because, like if you don't do that, you will mess up, but you just have to just go play.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like my nerves are like before the game, and then as soon as the jump ball happens, they all go away and I just start playing.
Much more conversation coming your way on the other side.
We'll get back to the episode in a moment. Monica Wicki here, host of New Mexico Living. I wanted to let you know that this episode is sponsored by Route 66 Casino and Caesars Sportsbook. If you love sports and like having a little action on the game, Caesars Sportsbook is your go-to destination. For rewards and more info, go to route66casino.com. Now back to the episode.
So as far as college and goals and stuff that you set for yourself, because you've done so many things, I think as far as points go, the total was, 69 you scored or 67?
67.
67 points. That's nuts. What are some of the goals that you have for yourself as far as, like, maybe their team goals, too? You want to win a championship, want to do all these things. What are some of the things you want to do?
I would say win a national championship is definitely at the top of my list. I feel like that's something not a lot of people get to actually feel and do. And then personal goals, I want to break Poa's charge record. I love taking charges. Anybody that's watched me play knows that. And then, honestly, just be out there and play my role and do my role the best I possibly can. You
like taking charges, man. You got the inner football in you, huh?
I love taking charges.
You like football, too, don't you?
Yeah. My little brother plays football, too.
You like to watch it?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not my favorite sport to watch, but...
Come on, now. Football is a fun sport.
I could watch it in person, but over the TV, I get bored.
Yeah. Well, you get bored watching a football game?
Over TV, absolutely.
Wow.
In person, I think it's more interesting.
I think I've never heard that before. With football, but
just a little bit.
So what is, like, other than basketball? If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't playing basketball, honestly, I'd probably be playing volleyball. It's my little sister's sport, and my whole family played volleyball. They pushed me and pushed me to try to play volleyball, but I just decided basketball was my thing, and I didn't want to switch over to any other sport or try any other sport just because I wanted to focus on basketball. Yeah, you sound like my oldest son. I kept telling him, because he would go out and play soccer with these kids on a nationally ranked team. Mm-hmm. He'd go out there and kick around with them, and the coach was telling him, hey, you need to be playing for us. And he was like, oh, no, everything's basketball. So now as an adult, all he does is play the FIFA game, and he watches all these soccer matches. I said, you regret it, don't you? He don't want to tell me. So, but volleyball, do you still get out there and do some of that? I pepper with my sister every now and then, but I enjoy going to watch her games, especially just because it was my last year actually going to be able to watch some of her games in person, so I made sure I didn't miss a game. Going back to basketball, if you were telling somebody, if you were describing like your strengths and weaknesses, what would you say? I would say my strength is definitely my shooting ability and just being able to score from all parts of the floor. Not a lot of people can hit that mid-range jump shot, so I'd say that's something that just lacks in the women's game in general. And then I'd say some of my weaknesses is just, I don't know. Personally, I feel like there's things I can work on, but I don't think I would have any weaknesses. But I could say I could work the most on my finishing around the rim. And so, with that said, are you a trash talker? Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me a good line. For instance, my most viral clip that everyone famous was the "Y'all cannot guard me." after I hit my layup. So I would say that's probably my favorite thing to say.
So they were looking at you and you just were like this?
Yeah, y'all cannot guard me.
There was a guy who played at Wyoming, and this was this was a long time ago. His name was Finis Dembo. And they played New Mexico. They played here at the Pit, and that's what every time he'd take a shot and make it, he'd just look at the crowd, go like this, like what? You know, yeah. You know, none of that. You're not doing anything like that.
No, I'm more of like if I hit a three, I'll hold up my three, or you guys can't guard me, or this is too easy.
Oh, you said that? This is too easy. They just laugh. Huh? Anybody ever take it serious?
Some people get mad, but like I feel like. If I can get under your skin, then I know, like, I'm doing my job.
Yeah. You ever ask them, why you on the floor with me?
So I'll just be like, bro, you're not good enough to, like, you can't guard me. Like, you can't guard me. That's my favorite thing to say, especially, like, when they start double teaming me and doing that face guarding stuff and I'm still scoring, then I really start to talk trash.
Have you ever got on the floor and said, I'm going to hit you for 50 tonight?
No. Well, there's been time. It won't be, like, right on the floor, but, like, if I hit my first 2 jump shots, I'm going to be like, yeah, I'm going for 50 tonight.
And they just,
or I'll there's one time I hit a 3 and I told the coach, like, y'all finna have a long night.
You know, I heard a story about Diego Pavia about like that. If he was went into the locker room of an opposing team and told them they were about to have a long night.
It just be like that.
They won that game by 35. Yeah. So but as far as your skills in coaching one day, you think you'll ever coach?
Honestly, yeah. I enjoy basketball so much, and I don't think that's something that I'd ever want to leave. Like, I always want to be around basketball. So I would definitely say coaching somewhere in the future would be something I'd want to do.
Tell us something we don't know about you. Like, I mean, are you like this rock guitar player or something, or are you like you got bars, you're a rapper, or what?
No,
Tell us something we don't know.
I'm a Lego builder.
What?
I love Legos. My little sister does.
Bella Hines, the Lego builder.
Love them. Literally, that's the only thing I asked for Christmas this year. Everybody in my family knows just get
How
Bella Legos.
How intense is this? Like, I mean, are we talking about like a castle and all that stuff?
Yeah, I have the big like Lego build of Simba from The Lion King. I have a Stitch one. I have a Lamborghini, the house from Up.
Do you put it all together?
Yeah, in one day usually. I don't like to like prolong them. So
in one day?
Yeah. So if I have to sit in my
time consuming, right?
It is, but it's like it takes my mind off everything, like basketball, school, like everything like that. So I enjoy it. So
you looking at that Lego box like, we just spent some time together.
Yeah, and I like the harder ones. The little easy ones are like boring to me, so I like the harder ones.
Yeah, so now with that said, are you waiting for the next edition or something? Do you wait and anticipate like, oh, they're going to make Lego White House, or they're going to make Lego this, you know, like where you can build it?
I see them on my TikTok a lot, actually. Like, I'll see, like, the new Lego things, and I like the flower ones. I think they're really pretty, so, like...
Which ones?
The flower ones.
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, they had the flower from Tangled come out, and I told my mom, like, you have to give me this one. Like, you have to give me it for Christmas. Like, please, like...
Oh, that's hilarious, man.
Yeah, so I love building Legos.
Do you now, like, you like Legos? What are some of your other hobbies? Do you have any other hobbies, or are you just so busy with basketball, it's not time for that?
I would say I'm just so busy with basketball. It's more like Legos and hanging out with my little sister.
Legos, hanging out with Bailey, and who?
Just me and my sister usually. Me and my sister are really close.
Does she ball too?
No, volleyball player.
Yeah, volleyball, but she doesn't want to try to basketball.
She tried it when she was younger, but I mean,
it's not for her.
No, she didn't like it. She didn't like it at all.
When did you know that you had something special?
I would say 8th grade year, when I was dropping like 40 points in middle school, and it felt really easy to me, and this sport felt really like comfortable. Like, it wasn't like, it didn't feel like a job. It felt like something I really wanted to do, and like I enjoyed doing it. So I would say 8th grade and freshman year, especially after I got my offer from UNM freshman year.
Yeah, you know, and WNBA, you ever think about playing there one day?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's definitely in the picture now, just because of how big Caitlin Clark has made an impact on the WNBA and how much it's growing. So I think definitely the WNBA is in the picture for sure.
You might be going in there talking smack to her one day.
Shoot.
Don't count you out, right?
Don't count me out, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a pleasure talking to you. It's been fun covering your career. And I'm just anxious to see what you're going to do at LSU, because I'm sure you're going to get out there and tear it up.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait, honestly. I couldn't be more prepared to actually get out there. I feel like ABC's prepared me so much, so I feel like when I step out there, I'm going to be ready.
You stepping out there. ABC, you let everybody know where you're from and stuff, too. Are you like Johnny Tapia? The late, great Johnny Tapia, the former world champion boxer, would tell everybody he's from New Mexico. He said 505 everywhere he went.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knows, like, about New Mexico. Everybody thinks we're from Mexico. I travel out of town, and, you're from Mexico?
Yeah.
No, New Mexico. Especially when I go to Texas, and then they'd be like, oh, you're from Mexico? No, I'm the bordering state right next to you.
We got to do a better job with that education system. But that's another story.
Yeah, but I would definitely say, like, I like to preach where I'm from just because you don't see a lot of big athletes come out of Albuquerque. So I like to show everybody where I'm from.
All right, Bella Hines, we're going to be watching.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
She's Bella Hines. She can ball. And I think that's all we got for today. Fernando Perez behind the controls over here. We'll see you next time.